Welcome back to Virtual Voices. My name is Jason Steffenhagen. I'm the Associate Minister at the Well, a United Methodist Church in Rosemont, Minnesota. And today on Virtual Voices, I'm joined by Laura Dille. Laura, it is a pleasure having you on Virtual Voices. How are you?
I am fine, thank you, and thanks for having me.
Well, it's definitely our pleasure, and it's good to see you again. We see you every Sunday. You're such a consistent part of our church community, and so it's exciting to catch up with you. So tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Laura Dille, and how did you find yourself at the Well?
Sure, I've actually been at the Well, formerly known as, of course, Rosemont United Methodist Church, since our family located in Apple Valley in 1978.
Wow.
So I literally grew up in the church, was confirmed, took membership vows, at the end of my junior year, actually, of high school. And then, of course, was away for college down at Gustavus Adolphus for a few years, but landed right back in church after college. Uh, Almost the question I think becomes, why did I stay at the Well, or
Yeah.
how did I end up staying at the Well? And really, the experience that I can point to there was actually Lori Herman inviting me to be part of the Now team.
Hmm.
That was really the critical thing. She invited me, and literally history was made from that point, from that
Yeah.
point on. So, and been singing, participating in the life of the church, regularly. Uh, really since I was in high school. Started in chancel choir my sophomore year of high school.
That's wonderful. Yeah, you are so involved around here, and you are such a true servant, and it's so fun to see you get connected. I've only been here for a few months, but I feel like you just keep doing more and more, and that's exciting to see. So, Laura, tell us a little bit about how you've navigated the pandemic. What's brought you a little life during this challenging season we've been in?
Sure. Well, I as far as life, it's trying to find new and different ways to serve, being open to that. I I've really learned, I guess, as we all have, a lot about patience.
Hmm.
And I've had a call to try some things that maybe I wouldn't have when, uh, tried prior to our building being shut down. So another ways of opportunities of serving. Um, so and I think even our virtual worship services have brought me some life there. But I definitely can't say that it's not been a challenge, because it has. It's
For
definitely
sure.
been a challenge.
For sure. So, in the midst of challenge, we know that although we would never want these circumstances to be repeated in order to learn new lessons, there is usually something that we can take from times like these. So, maybe what is something that you've been kind of learning? You mentioned patience, but maybe what's something that God's been teaching you during the last few months?
I think it does come back to being open. We always want to be using our spiritual gifts, but I have found it helpful to try some things. I've been helping serving loaves and fishes meals. Even experimented with learning to knit again.
Yeah,
Finding, just trying to plug into other ways. Because I am so fulfilled by serving. So just I think that's really the lesson, is just to really keep digging and find those ways that we can serve, even if they're not the ways we particularly want to serve.
Hmm. I think that's such a beautiful lesson for so many of us that, just because it doesn't go according to the plan, right? Whatever the plan may be, doesn't mean that
Mm-hmm.
there's still not opportunity or still, a way to get connected or get involved or to find meaning and purpose in the things that you're doing, even if it's not what you originally thought, might be where you would want to be. So I think that's a really beautiful lesson that we can all take from. And so now that we're starting to open up a little bit, more people are coming to services. We get to sing and as a congregation again with the choir, and people are getting vaccinated. What are you looking forward to the most as we start to move through this pandemic?
Sure. Singing is definitely definite, and getting to the point of being able to sing without masks. The other thing I'm looking forward to is being in an environment where I guess I can feel the spirit leading us during worship, moving us during worship. There's just, for me, only so much, even though the virtual worships have definitely grounded me.
Mhm.
There's only so much you can get through a computer screen that way.
Yeah.
There's just an energy. I think back to Mother's Day a couple of weeks ago and getting the band together, and just feeling that energy for, for the first time in many, many, many months.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, there is nothing like being able to sing with other people. There's a connectivity that just kind of is both
Hmm.
spiritual, but then also just really practical and physical. I talked to a student of mine in the past who was in a choir, and she just was talking about the way our breath patterns all sync up together when we sing, that our heartbeats actually can be
Mm,
beating at a similar rhythm because of our breathing patterns. And so we're physically in a space with our hearts in alignment and our breathing in alignment. Spiritually, we're feeling connected. And so singing just does something kind of magical, on every level for us. And so I couldn't agree with you more. That is such a beautiful thing to be able to do. And we look forward to that and look forward to you doing that with us. And so, Laura, thank you for joining me on Virtual Voices. It is a pleasure connecting with you. Thank you so much.
Thanks again for having me, Jason. My pleasure.